Hello, my loves. How are we today? This is Kerry from Operation Abundance HD, and I thought I would do a 5-minute live because it has been a hot minute, right? Since I've done a 5-minute or a 5-minute fix, 5-minute fix, not 5-minute live, 5-minute fix, whatever. It's going to be more than 5 minutes, can tell you that straight off the bat. So today I want to talk about triggers, like what triggers you, what annoys you, what pisses you off. And this is going to be especially valuable coming up to Christmas because we are going to be associating with and seeing people who we managed to avoid all year, but this time of year, we've got to meet up with family, we've got to meet up with friends, we've got to meet up with, creepy Uncle Arthur, we've got to meet up with, all the people who we don't generally see. And nothing's going to trigger you more than family, right? Especially when things are already tense. You've got a lot of people coming together that normally don't. You're stressed, you're tired, the kids are out of whack. Like, it's all happening over Christmas. So you're going to be more prone to being triggered, right? So what is a trigger? A trigger is when you react to something in a way that might seem disproportionately what's necessary to be able to respond to something, right? So it's like you get a feeling and it's just like, rah! So I go into triggers in depth in my new program that is free, and it is coming out on the 1st of December, and it is called The Reclamation Project, and it's about reclaiming back who you are again. And triggers, when we react to them, we are actually moving further away from who we really are, because the reaction is something that we learnt when we were younger, to deal with the discomfort of needing to protect ourselves or not feeling safe or, things that happen to us, our experiences and our trauma. So it's a way of us dealing with that discomfort, but it's often something that offloads the emotion instead of feeling it and moving it through your body. So it's not healthy for us, and we often respond to it or react to it in a way that isn't aligned with who we really want to be, right? So let's get on to triggers. So I'll go very in depth in that. Coming out 1st of December, hit me up if you want in on that because it is going to be fucking phenomenal, right? So anyway, triggers. I had a trigger. I have got a son with autism and intellectual disability, and he has some sort of OCD qualities thrown in there as well. It's a whole mishmash of stuff going on with my darling boy. And he had this habit of every time he would have Hydrolite, he can't drink water out of a glass. It has to be Hydrolite every time. And every time he would finish his drink, so he would have it at, breakfast, lunch and dinner, he would have this Hydrolite and he would slam his cup down like, 10 times in a row. It would just be like, and that used to trigger the shit out of me, right? It was loud. I mean, on the surface level, it was loud and annoying, but underneath, because the problem's never the problem, right? But underneath that was I would never get away with that as a child. I would have gotten told off. I would have gotten a whack upside the head or whatever it is that would have happened. Like, I just knew that as a child, I would never have gotten away with that. And that was the deeper emotion underneath the reaction. And so I'd be like, Ashton, stop that. And it would just make him do it more because it relieves some sort of stress or anxiety in him, and he would just keep on doing it. And I was like, oh. So this went on for like weeks. He just decided that this was going to be his thing to do, and it just drove me nuts. And I thought he's going to break a glass. And I was making up all of these stories of what could happen if this kept on going. So anyway, after a couple of weeks of this and me getting angry every morning and him getting mad back at me, I thought, is this worth it? Is me being reactive to this really worth it? Like, is it a hill that I'm willing to die on for him to stop banging this glass? And I could have gone all into the positive behavioural support and psychologists as to why he's banging the glass. And he's banging the glass. It's not actually frigging hurting the table. It's not hurting the glass. Who gives a fat rat's clacker, right? So in that moment, I decided that this was not going to bother me anymore, because the person who I wanted to be and the mother that I wanted to be was not someone who was reactive and unsafe for him to be around because he couldn't be himself. I valued my peace a lot more. Hey, Claire, how you going? I valued my peace a lot more. And I valued my relationship with my son a lot more. So I made an energetic decision to go, you know what, this is not going to bother me anymore. This glass banging, not going to affect me anymore. So I decided, and now it just runs off like water off a duck's back. You'll see in my live that I did earlier this morning, he's banging the glass and I'm going, one more time for the people in the back, Ashton, and he bangs it again. So it's like, when you decide that something's not going to bother you, then it doesn't bother you anymore. It comes from, like, that decision needs to come from a place of, who am I deciding to be? What do I value? I value my relationship with my son more than I value him not banging a glass 5 times in the morning. And I value being a safe place for him to be. So if he wants to bang a glass, let him bang a glass. So you can decide whether you're going to be triggered or not. And do not underestimate the power of an energetic decision, because they are really powerful. So you decide who you're going to be. You decide what you're going to value. I've written it here because I didn't want to miss a point here. You decide who you want to be. You decide who you want to be seen as well. Did I want to be seen as a mum who's going to freak out every time a glass banged? No. I was going to be like, whatever. I want to be calm, relaxed, and laid back as a mum. I want to be someone who my kids can come to that feels safe. So I decided that I wanted to be seen as that, not as someone who's going to go frantic every time they bang a glass, right? And I decided how I was going to respond to it. And I decided that I was going to fucking laugh at it. Because when you laugh at something, I think it's called the vaudeville method. I don't know, Bootsy Greenwood was teaching us this. It's called, like, when you decide to laugh at something, when you just see the funny side of things, like, it just doesn't have that energetic hold over you anymore. So decide how friggin' important it is. Decide what it is that you're going to value. Decide how you're going to respond to it. And decide who it is that you want to be in it. And then decide to not be triggered by it. You can decide that. It's not out of your hands. It is not involuntary. It's not something out there. Figure out what it is that pisses you off about that trigger, because the problem's never the problem. So you can go in deeper if you want to, but then you can just decide, this isn't going to bother me anymore. Okay, so if you are going to a Christmas lunch and you've got creepy old Uncle Arthur or, you know, Aunt Betty that comes and pinches your cheeks or whatever, decide that they're not going to bother you. Decide that you're going to let those words roll off your back like water off a duck's back. Decide that your energy is Teflon and you're just deciding that this is not going to bother me anymore. Just make the decision to not let it bother you and have a laugh at it when it happens, and just feel the shift in the energy when you do. So decide. There is so much power in a decision. Just decide who it is you want to be and how you're going to respond to things. Okay, that is my 5-minute fix for today. I hope that brought you a little bit of value. I'm going to be putting this in an email soon with all of my hot specials coming up soon. I have got my Human Design Black Friday sale coming up on Friday. I might run it for the rest of November. I was just going to do it for a few days, but I might run it till the end of November. I'm going to be doing 33% off, I think. So my usual Human Design readings, level 1 and level 2, is usually $333. I'm going to be dropping it down to $222. And my level 3 readings, which is like the big kahuna, I was going to do it, I usually do it at $555. I'll pop it down to maybe $333 for the big one. Okay, so if you decide you want to know yourself better through your human design, hit me up, because this is the time to do it. Because, yeah, and the more you buy, the more you save. So that's going to be happening this Friday, and keep your eyes out for the reclamation project that is going to be coming out for free. This is like a full course, a full self-paced course that is going to it's diving right into why we need to reclaim ourselves in the first place, how our beliefs, what we've seen, what we've witnessed in our childhood, affects what we think we're worthy of and what we think we're capable of right now in the present, and to question all of that. We're going into the fears, what does fear feel like in the body, and going into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, and the behaviors that we display when we go into those things and why those fears come up. I'm talking about triggers. So we're going to be going right into this topic all the more, right? Then I'm going to be talking about boundaries. I'm going to be talking about values, and then I'm going to be talking about where to go from here. So if this free content lights you up, this is the stuff that has been on my heart to give away for free for ages. But in the business world, we're conditioned, right? We're conditioned to don't give away what you've got. But this has been on my heart to tell women for so long, and I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to give it away. I'm going to give it away because they need to hear this. I don't want to gatekeep this stuff. This is the stuff that will get you back to who you were. Back to, so many women are lost, and it's like, this will get you back to the heart of who you are. Guarantee it. And you're going to love it. It's fun. It's me, right? It's me. It's going to be a trip. So yeah, so that's coming out 1st of December. So keep your eye out for that. PM me if you want to be in that group as soon as I've established it. It's going to be a Facebook group. It's not going to be anything fancy. You don't have to download anything else. I'm going to make it as easy for you to access this stuff as possible. So that is it from me today. Have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you maybe tomorrow. Maybe, who knows? I'm so mysterious. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.